What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Accidentals podcast. It's Jack, and I'm here with James.
Hello.
Rafe.
Hello.
And Josh. The usual suspects. And I'm just going to cut Josh off there right before something hideous happens, and
I just want to know.
we start another pandemic. We're going with another theme this week. It's FIFA songs, so we'll get to that in a minute. But the important thing is that we're at the point where we can decide who are the big winners and losers of the last few podcasts. And the winner, if you couldn't guess, might be Josh.
Please stop that. I don't know
guys,
what that is.
Listen,
hideous.
Guys, take to your seats. There's no need for a standing ovation, okay?
We're all sat down. Please, just move on.
Just
Especially
sit
James.
down. Oh, good, yeah, good point. Don't mention.
Kick me when I'm down. Great.
Yes, guys, I'm the champion. I'm sorry, but someone's got to win, guys. Listen, I'm not saying I'm the best, but up your game.
Dick. That's it.
Up your game, okay? Cool.
When I say James is the winner, are you gonna say James the loser? Are you gonna say who the fuck is that guy?
It's fine. I've dealt with it.
But more importantly, and the one who's going to do the forfeit, the biggest loser is James.
Woo!
Yeah, baby!
I knew it!
Thank you, guys.
Consistency.
Thank you.
Loser in life, loser
Standing
in the
ovation.
Everyone knew that the forfeit with me would be most entertaining, so they didn't vote for me. It's so nice. Thank you. I've been waiting for this moment my whole podcasting life, and I am now the champion podcast of number 4 or 4th place, something. And
participation award.
I'm moving on.
If you took this mentality to your tennis, maybe you'd win more.
What, by coming 4th?
Well, you say like I've never seen you be this positive.
Dude, even an umpire beat you.
Even the umpire beat. Great.
Okay.
I was gonna say even I beat you, but I am a professional tennis player, so it's difficult.
In a bar somewhere in Nottingham.
Okay, but so on that note, then James is gonna have to do a forfeit where he doing a quarantine concert of various songs we talked about.
Yes.
So that should be fun. Have you got any songs that you plan on doing, James?
Well, are they the ones that we've already done? They are, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd like to hear your rendition of "The Race" by TK personally.
Yeah, I've got that. There's Kill Switch Engage.
Yeah.
Kate Bush. I think I actually did a little rendition during the podcast, which was very beautiful. So I think more people want that. I think that's what got me the 4th place vote, actually. And,
yeah.
I mean, it's just so many.
Because of their hatred of it, as opposed to them wanting to hear you.
No, they just wanted to hear more. It's just clear.
I want you to wear what she wears too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look exactly like the people that I'm singing about.
Okay, cool. That was cool. James is the loser. Who is the her?
Okay, Josh has just ruined it completely. That was going quite smoothly, and then he says a load of rubbish.
Right.
Just
just so
rubbish.
everyone knows, Josh is currently still drunk.
100% still drunk, haven't slept either. Cool, partied with pikeys too. What the fuck?
Hey guys, it's James here, just doing the final edit. I'm just letting you know that the next 5 or 10 minutes, Josh is telling a very funny story that is complete rubbish. So if that's not your kind of thing, if you want to get to the music battle, then just skip ahead a little bit. But if you want to have a good laugh, then carry on listening to this bit and you won't be disappointed.
Last night was one of the wildest days I think a human being should go through.
You remember that you're a teacher, yeah?
You're a teacher in lockdown.
Wasn't my fault.
Okay,
So, started off the day.
Let's
So I'm going to tell the story, guys, right from the start. So, here was my day.
It
May
was 700
20
years ago.
It was a warm summer breeze.
Okay, so we're a music podcast. Rafe, what song are you doing this week?
I want to hear the story. I do want to hear the story.
if he actually tells it rather than going, it was a May-tember Eve, and
May Tembler. Well, I'm going to use that every day of my life now. Well done.
Right, go on, tell
So
us
yes, I walked down to West Bridgeford River, Trent Bridge, chilling on the river. I drove down with my friends and stuff, and we were having actually a great time. We all separated and stuff, so I walked back to my car. I wasn't drinking. I get to my car, and you guys all know I don't lock my car because it's a piece of shit. Okay, cool. Now this
Good,
car.
yeah, make sure to put that on the internet.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if you want someone to nick it, fair enough. I don't know.
yeah, what's the reg
that's leading.
if someone wants to find it, you know?
Whale. Okay. Oh, you were joking, or cool.
Okay, please move on quickly.
So I'm walking to my car. I go round the corner, and there's people in my car and smoking, and they look really dodgy. So I literally was like, okay, how am I gonna? They're just in it. They've got dogs in there. There's a fucking fucknose in the back. Dogs, people, and they just.
You've got so much rubbish in the back normally. How do people get in there?
They clean out.
I struggle to get in there.
They were crammed. So I literally was like, how
They
do
were
I? They were
Crammed.
crammed. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to go up to these guys. I'm like, look, guys, what are you doing? Like, are you guys all right? And they're like, hey, listen, brother, here's a beer. Come and get involved. Some guy's left his car open. Right?
What a twat. Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, guys, this is my car. I'd actually really appreciate it if you just sort of like, I've got my keys here. And he goes, listen, we'll wager with you. We won't nick your car, but just drive us to where we need to go, okay? So I was like, fine. Get in my car. I'm driving. And one guy's like, hey,
why would you
one
say
guy-
fine? This is
Well, they're
so
gonna beat
you.
the-
It's so
well,
stupid.
Well, the guys are gonna kick the shit, dude. I'm not four of them. The fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, so you get in a confined space with them, not
What
just
am I
like,
gonna? Yeah, good point.
call the police or
So
something.
yeah, but I want my
Yeah,
car
yeah.
back, and he handed me a beer. So game on. It's lockdown. I was quiet.
So you drink
so-
driving as well. Good.
Well,
No,
yeah.
he's driving between sips. It's fine.
Driving between sips, guys. I am Lewis Hamilton. So yes, driving these guys.
What?
My guy. I'm driving these guys. One of them goes, "Hey, Bonjo lives over here. I live fucking here. We're going here first. Wicked." So I'm like, they're directing me. So I'm driving. My man in the fucking front with the aux cable playing some weird ass Irish dingling music. Oh fuck. Anyway,
Right.
he pulls into this like industrial state, and he's like, "Bro, everyone gets out," and he tells me, "Come in, get involved, come in." But I didn't have a choice. They just sort of like manhandled me into this fucking industrial place.
Okay. So you're full of significant amount of regret at this point.
I didn't want to be
more
there.
than more than usual. Anyway.
I wanted to call the police. I was like quite scared actually.
But instead of
But-
being smart and calling the police, I imagine he went in
How
and
the
had a
fuck
good
do you?
time.
How the fuck do you call the police when there's 4 people around you? So yes, went in and they handed me alcohol, and the guy was like, "Hey, we're having a massive fucking party, and because you lent us your car for the day, you're gonna fucking join in."
No,
boy."
you
You didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice.
I had zero.
Thanks, guys. Oh.
Anyway, there's like we walk into this place and there's like 4 of the sketchiest people. There's a guy in the corner of the room with his shirt off, practicing his nunchucks. Cool.
Nice.
And he's got red all over him. No one's talking to him. We're just leaving him. Okay, guy in the corner doing nunchucks. Forget it. And then there's just like the most sketchiest people ever. And I'm just like I'm drinking. I was like looking out the window and they're just trashing my car.
What do
So
you
I'm
mean
just
trashing
like,
it? What?
They're
Like-
just all over it. They're just like playing with the radio, squeaking the car door, just like fucking. They're on top of the roof sunbathing. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Oh, I didn't see this coming. I thought it was just going to end very well.
I thought they were going to be really respectful to your car and
Yeah.
treat you very well.
They said
Yeah.
thanks, so you'd have thought they were nice people. And,
Yeah.
you know.
So anyway, I got absolutely hammered. They bought in this like I think it's
Oh,
moonshine,
yeah.
is it? They bought in
Oh,
this
yeah.
moonshine, and they're like, try this home brew, bro. Like,
Was it like a big jug with 3 X's on it?
it was genuine like a classic like big jug that you like corkscrew off, you know, like one of them.
Yeah.
And I poured it into a pint and I started drinking it and I honestly blacked out. I was so drunk. And I woke up and there was just like police everywhere and stuff because obviously my car had been stolen. I think my car had been, you know. And then
I think my car had been stolen.
yeah,
By
I
you.
woke,
I mean, yeah.
I woke up and my car wasn't there. And then the guy with nunchucks was getting arrested. I think he probably killed 11 people that night, so that's great. And then they come and talk to me, like the police, and they know that I'm not part of this, and they're like, "Oh, look, mate, do you want to lift home?" Anyway, driving home, we're driving, and as we're driving, I look out the window, there's my fucking car, right? I'm like, guys, stop! My car's there. There's a guy next to a windmill, in some field. I was just like, what the fuck? So, and they stop over, we check it out, it's trash, they've fucking taken everything. So,
No.
and then, what a day, and here I am now.
Okay,
Wow.
so that's today's episode of things that didn't happen.
Yeah, how much bollocks do you think that was?
That did happen as well.
Okay, James again, I assure you this story did not happen.
Regardless, it's a very nice story, and everyone can be very happy that we heard it. Right?
That's what I say.
No, probably not.
So
but yeah.
isolation's going well. Not drink driving's going well. Not getting involved
Yes,
with
my teaching
please people.
careers.
Yeah,
My teaching career's over. It's all good.
great.
It's fine as long as no one tells everyone that your name's Josh Bex. Oh, sorry. Damn it. Oh no, damn it.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, but
Like,
there's maybe quite a few Josh Bexton. Should we say his address as well, just to make sure?
Yeah, okay.
We've got his license plate. What's your
We've
credit
got his
card
number plate.
again?
We've got his name.
What's your national insurance number?
Yeah.
Luckily, don't know that off by heart, but I'll send it you via email.
Okay, sweet. I'll put that as the promo.
Okay, we'll put our email and Josh's email in as well, just in case you want that.
Yeah, it is.
Alright.
Oh yeah, it's a music podcast. Cool. Fuck, I forgot that.
Wait, what is it?
So if those lovely fellas that took Josh's car could please bring it back in prime condition, that would be lovely.
Just
Did
slip
they
it under
steal
the
your
door.
radio?
Yeah.
I'll believe you if they stole your radio.
Luckily, it's cleaner than what I had it as. So that's cool.
Great.
Nice.
That'll be on next week's podcast, a special guest.
And
Dumb
all of
chuck
our
guy
stuff gets
from
taken. They
prison.
somehow, over the internet, steal all of our shit.
Great.
No, we'll get him on, and then he'll tell the story. And it was like, oh yeah, we've been friends for years. We went out for a beer in the park, and then just came home. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
We cleaned his car. What's the problem?
yeah. And then somehow Josh saw that as getting like absolutely wasted in a warehouse with moonshine
I had a good
police
time.
Are you sure you didn't just watch, what was it, Snatch?
A Guy Ritchie
Yeah.
movie.
Like, while
Yeah.
drinking, you just thought, screw it, okay, this is what happened now.
This is happening to me.
You got very drunk and you're like, wow, this feels like it's happening.
I remember
And now you take a
messaging the
drink.
group chat last night the Puppy Love lyrics, so I was pretty fucked.
Oh, okay, so that's the gauge now, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
That was
So,
my
you-
code words, I think.
Music podcast. Okay, so, not to derail all the fun stuff, but we are apparently a music podcast. So, I don't know if we want to introduce our songs for this week.
That would be nice.
Should we go
James, that's what-
me, James, Josh, Jack? Should we do that?
Yeah,
That
yeah, do
would
that.
be absolute perfection.
Chronological order. Let's do this.
Okay.
So, Rafe, what is your song?
This week my song is Feels Like Summer by Childish Gambino.
I knew you were going to pick that song. Knew it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's as if we discussed it before, and
Okay.
definitely
fine.
didn't screw up one earlier. So, you know, we're highly professional young men.
And
Nice
there
one.
we go. Point proven.
Perfect.
Was that Trash Dog or Josh?
That
It was
me.
Josh.
Josh.
It wouldn't be Trash Dog. Trash Dog has this class about him, okay?
Well, he speaks
Trash
about
dog.
himself in the third person, so he's not class. Cool.
It's Gassy Dog.
Guess
Right,
it's
and
called.
James, what's your song?
It is a Town Called Malice by The Jam.
Jam that jam.
Josh?
Mine is Mess Is Mine by Vance Joy.
Joy Vance.
And
Stop
Jack?
it.
Okay.
Mine is Kids by MGMT.
Josh, we got shouted at last time for doing this. Let's not do it.
Yeah, I got yelled at last time, but I'm doing it again.
Great. Everything's fine.
Just get
I'm on
through it,
fire,
James.
but
Just get through it. Come on.
I'm on fire, but
breathe.
everything's fine.
Alrighty, shall I
Okay,
kick us
well,
off
if
then?
that's the case, then I guess Rafe should probably get started.
Yes,
It-
I'm going to have to try and
right.
replicate my last time argument. Okay.
Good
No,
luck.
we didn't do it before, right?
No,
we
we
didn't
didn't,
do
you're right.
it before.
Hey, aggression.
I'm trying
How
to give
are
him
you?
a
It's
helpful
actually less
hint.
aggressive than last time. Okay,
James
let's
is
go.
violently aggressive this week. I like it.
Right, so my song is Feels Like Summer by Childish Gambino. So, Childish Gambino in this song it starts off. It's a very kind of chill, laid-back vibe. In the video, it's the guy walking. It's summer. It's all sun setting, and his lyrics then come in, and his voice is, as Jack described it once, not up front, so they're kind of in the background. So they're not like the kind of, I don't know, they don't feel like they're fully bodied and all there, but it gives it this really mellow vibe that you're just listening to, if you know what I mean. It's quite an interesting one because the video really juxtaposes, you could say, that the vibe and
bit of GCSE English going in there.
There is.
Well, Rafe still is doing his
dichotomy,
GCSEs.
actually.
Trash talk.
Dichotomy. Right. Okay. So, yeah, it juxtaposes the. You're fucking throwing me off. God
Yes,
damn it.
we know you know a big word, okay? Just
I just said juxtapose. Sure, I get points. So yeah, so it's completely different to the video is completely different to the words and the actual meaning behind them. So like throughout the lyrics, he's talking about how it feels like summer, but that's because of kind of global warming. So he's got bits about the birds dying, bees dying, all because of man's machine. I can't remember the words exactly, but it's kind of referencing them.
Minus points there. Lucky kiddo.
and do you think this is a good thing, right? That's why you picked the song. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So global warming, first of all, isn't real. No.
Good point,
So-
Rafe. Let's move on.
So he's talking about that the more progressive man get with their machines, the less they seem to be caring about nature, and you get all these things recently, like you get the Australian bushfires, you get all these kind of all these kind of natural disasters and obviously global warming becoming an increasing threat, happening more and more. So it's a very relevant song in terms of that. He also, Childish Gambino does this generally throughout his songs, where his lyrics have a lot deeper of a meaning than suggested by the song. So such as "This Is America." That was it. Yeah, the videos tend to distract.
Less of that, mate. You got one song. Can't choose another one.
You can talk about the artist,
it's
but
general
not the
throughout
songs.
that his videos tend to distract from the actual meaning of the song. So in Feels Like Summer, it's throughout the video there's a bunch of rappers, a bunch of different famous people, so it kind of seems like it's talking about them, but really it's talking about this overarching message of global warming and stuff like that. So I think that's more or less. Anyone got any questions about it?
I feel like 20. Sorry, when was that song released? Like 2019, maybe?
Well, it was
It
on
was on the
FIFA 19, wasn't
2019 FIFA, so that's what.
Okay,
I'm
I feel like Childish Gambino 2010, which is when he first started releasing music, is so much different to 2020 Childish Gambino. He's changed so politically in that year. Before, when he first started, he was very much, trying to being a bit silly and trying to be what everyone else was. I think now is when I think this last album, he's trying to make a point of, political,
Yeah, I think it's become a lot more serious, and I think one thing that I kind of drew a parallel between was he's basically doing what Kanye West was doing, but he's doing it as if he's
exactly,
sane.
yeah.
It's like, because Kanye West kind of tried to do it, but he seemed really preachy and weird, and it was just all kind of work but didn't work.
Seems like a normal guy.
Nah, yeah, Kanye.
Well, I think he kind of said that he was going to change like his approach to things because, like, I mean, although it was released under the name, he has said like, I'm not going to be Childish Gambino anymore. I am just going to be Donald Glover kind of thing. Like,
No way.
that's what I'm sure he said that in interviews and like,
Makes sense.
But he's obviously still got to release it under Childish Gambino kind of thing because that's
the selling point, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I personally prefer, same with Kanye, prefer the non-political rap side of both of them. I prefer the earlier
It's not just political.
Childish
The,
Gambino.
the only thing about this is at least the political bit isn't like.
I'm not comparing him to Kanye.
No, I'm just saying like
Yeah,
this is like Rafe said. If you first listen, it is just about like summer and whatever, and then there's just a bit about like global warming and stuff like that, which is obviously the true meaning of the song. But it's not like it's like ramming it down your throat, is it?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
I think
point.
it's also,
We talk a lot about
political stuff. It's about more serious topics as opposed to rapping like Kanye used to rap about. He still covered some serious topics, but his raps used to be a lot
Gold
more
diggers.
fun. Yeah, gold diggers, for example.
yeah.
And then you see him in Kids See Ghosts talking about like depression, feeling suicidal, and you could draw. There's a very strong parallel between that and Childish Gambino, and I think the way he's making music is a lot more intelligent because it's not just here's a song about what I believe. It's here's a good song, here's what you could mean, but here's what I'm trying to mean by it. Then you can analyze it.
Thinking
That's
about
5
it,
minutes
thinking about it though.
You may say no more.
Thinking about it though, you can see it time and time and time again when the first album is so much. Their personalities and everything changes. Everything changes.
You grow up, don't you? You know.
You grow up.
People change. That's not really.
So that's why I always think if the first album's a complete, flop, then people can change, and I find that quite interesting.
My only thing about this. Sorry, go on, Jack.
No, so I think one thing that's like quite interesting because one thing we've talked about a lot in this podcast is music that reflects the lyrics, and this one's like exactly the opposite of that, in the sense of like we're talking about a very serious issue in a very kind of not cheery way, but like a very kind of laid back way, which I think is interesting in especially in the way that it's presented, because it goes with the idea that they're talking about all these there's tons of like rappers and like celebrities and stuff like that in the thing, and like we're focusing on this and not the real issue and stuff like that. So it's all kind of links in together nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all very.
It's actually I'm personally absolutely love Childish Gambino. Like, I think he's amazing. Absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
I like the idea of the song, but I'm not a big fan of the music. But I know you don't know, like, it's just not my genre. But it's like you don't know FIFA that well, Rafe. But I prefer like the more obviously like indie rock and stuff like this. This is like a complete change to what other FIFAs have, which I personally don't like. But I like the idea behind the song. Like,
this song is so un-FIFA. You know what I mean?
It is quite un-FIFA. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by that? Like, Rafe will know because
the songs are generally more kind of a bit more upbeat, aren't they?
It's like upbeat, like either indie rock or like electronic-y kind of songs.
I describe FIFA music as unheard, underground, unheard music, isn't it? I've not heard.
Well, I wouldn't say underground, but it's like up and coming is probably a better word.
That's a better word. That's a better word.
Because like it's not completely unknown, but like it's bands that are less of it. This kind of is like a bit of a stepping stone, kind of to getting them up. That being said, they'll still have like Kasabian and stuff like that.
Well, some of it's like unreleased. Well, I think the earlier ones had more popular ones, but now it's like a lot of them are like bands starting out. Like Imagine Dragons had their song on FIFA before they actually released any music themselves.
On Top of the World.
Top of the world, on top of the world, Absolute tune, by the way.
Great. The thing is, they used to have like a lot less songs on the games, didn't they? They used to probably have like on really early ones, they'd have like 8 or 10 songs or something, so they could probably afford to get more. Now they've got like 20, 30 on them. They're like, okay, budget on music's maybe less important, especially if you're like me, and for the last few FIFAs, you've just had your volume turned down because you don't want to listen to fucking Martin Tyler.
Alan Smith, dude, he's the worst one ever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the games are so big now, it's like people actually want to be on them, like these smaller bands, and it's almost like giving them a chance, I guess. I don't.
I mean, like, because it's a great way of getting. It's a really, really good way of getting music out there. Because like, there's a grime artist, Kamikaze, who had a song on FIFA 20, and like that's completely blown like his music up as well. It's really good to see.
Yeah, that's how Childish Gambino got big, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Who?
Right, should we move on then? I think that's a good point to move on.
Dong Lover.
I'm gonna talk.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy from Community. Oh.
That's actually.
I watched Community for the first time the other day, and I wasn't sure if it's just the depression or if it's just painfully unfunny.
No.
It's entertaining, I find, but I don't find it like laugh out loud.
It's not. Yeah, that's it. I was just like, I think it's because I expected it to be a comedy. I was just like, what is this? Okay, so that was pretty good. Who are we moving on to next again? Is it
James?
James.
I think he's the loser. We can't call him James. He's the loser.
The loser.
It's fine. I am confident enough in myself that I can take that.
Well, okay. So I'll start your timer once you introduce your song.
Can't wait for this shit show.
All right, no need for that.
Sorry, dude. I felt a bit bad then. Sorry.
You should do. Okay.
I feel bad.
Everyone knows my song. It's A Town Called Malice by The Jam. It was on FIFA 2004, which was my first FIFA. Converted me from PES just because of this song. That's not true. But
so does that mean that you stopped buying PES as soon as PES got good? Because like, didn't PES 6 come out after that?
I
That's right,
don't know.
PES 5 has 6.
Dude,
Those
PES
are the
5
good ones.
with Thierry Henry and John Terry on the front
PES 5
cover
and
was
6,
unreal.
Stop wasting my time talking about Pez. I shouldn't have mentioned that.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, but like, all know about the Jam. They had like 18 top 40 singles in the UK. They were kind of like took a lot of like lyrical content from like punk. Like they had a quite big sounding from them, and kind of came into the mainstream and were a bit poppy. They were kind of one of the big bands in the mod revival, which mixed the energy of punk with kind of the kind of look from earlier generations. So you'll often see the Jam singing about like political stuff and shouty kind of lyrics in like suits and ties and stuff like that. So it's quite a different look from previous.
Was it curtain hairs?
Yeah.
Curtains hair and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So go a little bit.
What was it? Was it the Royal?
Would it be-
Was it Royal Navy target and everything? That was big mod symbol.
Oh yeah.
Would it
I
be
used to
fair
wanna
to
be
say
a
they
mod.
were their sort of essentially Arctic Monkey? A lot of bands have copied them, haven't they?
Essentially Arctic monkeys.
So you
No,
said
they're saying-
yeah, oh, so the jam that came around like 20, 30 years before the
I was
Arctic Monkeys.
gonna say Arctic Monkeys have sort of copied their style.
Well, yeah,
That's the
a
mod
bit.
style. That was huge. Like
Yeah.
I used to want to be a mod when I was like 5. I bought suits and everything.
That's
Yeah,
it, right? That's,
my uncle was a mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
I
He
realised
used
it
to,
was
was
a
it?
bit weird.
He had a Lambretta at one point, like the scooter.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, this
That's a great story.
yeah.
no, I actually like mods. Are cool as fuck.
Yeah, but can you stop using my time, please? So, a bit about the song. It was released in 1982, so obviously a long time before the actual FIFA, but it's have kind of a lasting effect. Like, even people like us will have all heard of this song. It debuted at number 1. So, yeah, and it has been on all kinds of things since. Like Josh was talking beforehand, it's been on loads of films. It's been on Billy Elliot. It's been
Pro Evolution.
It's yeah, great.
It's also on at
it's-
every pub.
Oh, am I not helping?
Every-
Sorry.
No,
Oh,
you're not
sorry.
helping.
Oh,
Every
sorry.
time
Sorry.
It's one of those songs that the dads love to get up and.
Yeah, every
That's all.
50th
To in the
birthday
pubs.
party, it's on. Every wedding for people over the age of like 30, it's on.
It was
Yeah,
in
because
every
it's got a
90s dance
lasting effect,
upbeat
doesn't it?
scene.
It was.
It was in a lot of films for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
been a
what
lot
you're
of
saying,
films. It's a
which
catchy
is-
song. It's yeah, it won Best Single in 1982 when it was released,
Wow.
and it's also stayed on the charts for 13 weeks and was number 1 for 3 of those. So very popular. The actual song, it was just about like social commentary at the time. It was just about Paul Weller, the lead singer's hometown of Woking. He basically said that it could be about any or any like working class town in the 70s and 80s. Like I said, the Jam spoke a lot about like political stuff. It was mainly they would like have hidden messages within their songs. Yeah, they had like posters on this song saying that if you don't understand our message, you're not listening to us and that sort of thing. So it's kind of trying to drive the political message home. Although the song is kind of a negative one, or it seems like it's discussing like how bad and mundane life can be, it's also has lines like "quit running for that runaway bus because those rosy days are few," and it's just saying, and it says, "but it's up to us to change." It's basically like, yes, a lot of us aren't going to get that perfect life that's going to take us away from the mundane life that's kind of boring, but that's
Wait,
okay.
we're not?
No, you're screwed.
Okay, your positivity's changed, James. I'm not
Yeah,
No,
it's
but no,
heavy,
but
it's
no.
gone
going
down.
back to the normal thing.
No,
gone
I'm just
south.
I'm just saying the fact is that it's
I'm just reading the lyrics. Don't at me. Guys.
I'm just reading the YouTube comments.
but it's saying it's up to us to make the best of our situation and stop
Well,
like,
yeah.
complaining
Yeah,
about
yeah.
almost.
That
So-
was a very big thing of the Jam. They did write some what could be kind of misconstrued as almost positivity, but which were very, very negative. Like things like That's Entertainment as well. That were great examples of that.
It's a big shame. It's a big shame. Town Called Malice is there. Sort of. It's sort of the song that everyone remembers from them. They've got other good songs, haven't they? So.
Well, there's a lot of songs that they know about.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah.
clearly
They're
they
all
were in the
massive
charts.
fan.
But yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
James. That's 5 minutes. No more. No.
Yeah, that's
no,
cool.
No, no, no.
That was
No,
good.
No,
That's
it's a
very
good. It's a good song. I'm noticing that there are a lot of. Well, one thing I didn't think would come from FIFA songs would be political themes, because
Yeah.
mine's got some of that as well. So I'm just like, huh.
Yeah.
This is
You're gonna
evolved into something very different than what I expected.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm
well,
quite-
The only thing I wanna say about-
initially went. Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Well, I was
You
just
go,
like, often we're like, it seems like
No, you
you
hang
go.
up.
it just seems like with FIFA songs, they are almost just like you listen to them and you're like, oh, they probably don't have a lot of meaning behind them. They're just like upbeat songs just to play a game to.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
So
I've got-
that's yeah.
I think that you can, yeah, like, a lot of people are guilty of that when it comes to kind of up-tempo indie music. Like, I remember when I wanted to be like in an indie band, and
I'm so indie.
yeah, exactly.
You're not a fucking pop band.
Oh, for God's sake! I wanted to be like an indie band. Like you go online and just like write how to write indie songs, how to write indie lyrics, and things like that. And they just say like, oh, write a song about a trip to the park. And I'm just like, Jesus, they must have been in fucking like quarantine before we were. But like, it's just like a lot of these songs, how like if you actually sit down and listen to them, they've obviously got a lot more meaning to them than what you think, and it's quite interesting, this kind of thing.
Yeah, that's why people should vote for the indie guy, which is me.
Which they haven't been.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Which,
saying
yeah,
they
it haven't
should.
been, yeah.
I'm saying
So-
they should.
But
They're not
maybe
really
that's what
I
they all
mean-
Google how to
now.
write
I mean,
indie
I
songs.
personally wouldn't, but you know that's just me. So
Yeah,
I personally
but-
haven't, so
yeah, that's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
And
I think,
won't,
to be fair,
so,
James,
yeah.
you've actually changed my opinion on that song a bit because I
Oh.
had quite a, sorry, I just wanted just one last point. I actually had a massive disdain for that song purely because that every time I'm at work or every time I'm at 50th weddings, 50th birthday parties, whatever, I hear this song. All these blobby blokes get up and they start shouting out "Town Called Malice."
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
that's
hate
not their
every
fault.
one
That's
of
not the
them.
band's fault, though, is it?
No, but then that instantly
Yeah.
made me associate the band with these guys, and that I just
Oh,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
plebs listen to it. But then actually, now you've
Hooligans.
explained the lyrics, I think I've got a great, kind of respect for the band and the song because
Yeah.
I just always assumed it was like, yeah, plebs listen to it.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 da, ba.
Ba-da-da,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
da-da-da,
See, Jack
hey.
listens to it, which is great. He's not a pleb.
Right, should we move on
Nah.
to Josh's song then?
The guys. It's
Oh,
time.
God.
The guys.
This
It's time.
sounds sounding very
Guys.
very enthusiastic.
Hey, guys, it's happening. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Who's counting me in, baby?
I'll start it as soon as you introduce your song.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the 5th time we're doing the episode, and I still haven't figured that bit out.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes, my song, Josh here. I'm normally the rap dude. I'm not doing rap.
Oh,
because-
please. Sorry.
What?
No, you're just being annoying. It's fine.
What? I wasn't even being annoying on that occasion.
I mean,
Time, Josh, time.
Yes, mine is "Mess Is Mine" by Vance Joy, which is obviously isn't a rap song. Now, this was on FIFA 14, which was the FIFA where you could absolutely abuse the striker's pace and score about 15 goals per goal.
was on
isn't
FIFA
that
15.
every FIFA since about
It's
FIFA 12?
changed. It's changed now. It's not quite as because you used to play up front with a Barbo, Jermaine Defoe, and just rinse goals.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
you
pretty
remember
sure it's
those
on
days?
FIFA 15, Josh.
Samuel Eto'o.
Samuel Eto'o, dude, Daniel Sturridge, Jermaine Defoe, and you used to win. You used to either win 14-1 or
I
lose
think
15-0.
FIFA 14 was the one where everyone had Benteke and Eto'o up front. You used to cross it to
Oh, I
Benteke.
hate FIFA so much,
Oh,
and I hate the
dude.
fact you've spent so
I'm-
long talking about
Yeah.
I'm
FIFA and not
trying my
your
best
song.
to use up as much of Josh's time as possible.
Yeah, he just does it himself. It's
Talk about
funny.
FIFA.
So, as I was saying, yes, it's obviously
Yeah,
FIFA 14.
he's a minute in. He hasn't said
And,
anything about the song.
and it's actually on FIFA 15.
Is it?
So, as I was saying, it's on
Pretty sure,
FIFA 15, the one, with, FIFA 15, which is, yes. So, yes, the lyrics, what the song is about. Actually, I'm going to talk more about Vance on this part. Vance Joy, he was actually playing football for most of he's Australian. He was doing lots of football for most of his, actually, adult, that was his job. He was a professional football player, playing for a Australian team. I've forgotten, not going to lie.
He wasn't
But
professional, he was a step below professional.
I forgot to say.
Sorry, I know a lot about Vance Joy, and it's just funny.
So he was on
Josh is
FIFA
gonna-
9, and
another-
he played volleyball for. Yes,
Sorry,
no,
Josh,
he was.
I'll carry on.
Is this going to be another
you're
night
not.
of crying in the shower for Josh?
I hate my life, and my
Let
hold
him
on has
speak,
gone now.
Go on.
Okay,
Go on.
okay, cool.
Your
Well,
hard on is gone.
yes, it's now gone. It's obliterated. Thanks, James. My dick is now raisin. Cool. So, yes, it was on FIFA Wait, I've already said that. Yes, this song, Vance Joy. He was a semi. He had a.
I don't know. You tell me.
He was a semi-professional player who played for an Australian team. He spent. This is how he. Then he had a sort of choice between music and football, which I always found fascinating. He said with his football career, he's gone as far as he can go. Feels like he can go further in music. Now, he struggled for the first couple of years, had a bit of an Ed Sheeran story, was busking and doing all this sort of stuff. He is one of those people who sells records because of his looks, but his voice is absolutely stunning, and some of the notes that he hits in this song is fucking incredible. And it doesn't do all that, way better than that.
I hope so. But
yes, some of the lyrics. Actually, he has a very, very famous song called Riptide, so that's how a lot of people know him, which is annoying. Same thing with Town Called Malice. His Riptide was a bit of a cheesy pop song, but this is actually a deep and meaningful song that not as
No
many
need to have a go
people
at Town
heard
Called
of.
Malice. It's not cheesy pop, but whatever.
The snipe.
Nice try, Josh. Nice try.
So, yes. So the lyrics, yes. Obviously, one of the main lyrics is, "Your mess is mine." Obviously, that's sort of meaning if you go through some shit, I'm gonna go through shit. This is more of a song that he's singing to obviously a girl or boy or whoever's in a relationship with, to sort of cheer them up. I think they might have had some sort of tragedy in their life, and then this song is very much. It's not it's not one of those songs where he's trying to get a girl. He's already got the girl or boy, and he's sort of trying to sort of help them out with it. And yeah, he's one of these singers who actually sounds very similar live as he does, which he does on the actual tracks, which I love in an artist. It immediately puts them skyrocketed up. He is quite mainstream. So he has got that sort of, I think also with what James was saying, FIFA did help him with some of his success. So that's another one of those stories. And I've actually got a lot to thank for FIFA, because I'd have never heard of half of the songs and I found it really tricky actually picking one of the choices today.
Was Riptide not before though? Surely that's what made him famous. I don't know.
Yeah, so Riptide was
that's what he
before.
said.
That's what Riptide was before, and he was famous. And then he went. When a song is so big, the artist goes away, and then they struggle to come back from it most occasions. Obviously, some come back, and then he
hiatus then or something.
went on to hiatus. Tried to find himself. I think he struggled with certain things. I think when you go from busking to the absolute top of whatever. He won lots of awards, like James was saying with Town Called Malice. He's won numerous awards.
Oh, but you can't name them. You just go, oh, I won a load of awards like yours and probably.
All right,
more.
fine. Do you want me to spend 20 minutes naming them? Jeez.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you've only got 20 seconds, so no.
Where did all this time go?
So yes, this Vance Joy, yes, Vance Joy, FIFA 14. The Mess Is Mine is the song. Here's the point of the thing where I've forgotten notes. Here they are. Cool lyrics. Yes, he's clearly singing. Okay, I've already said that. Cool. FIFA 14.
That's 5 minutes.
Okay.
That was horrendous. I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
You brought it back a little bit, but that was not ideal. I don't know where to start with questions. I don't know what you actually covered. So.
I wondered what the actual song was about, because it did sound like it was like the ending of a relationship. Like you said, it was about being in. Well, I know parts of it is like The Mess Is Mine is about being in a relationship, but then also like with the video, with the polar bear, like holding on to a block of ice and just finding. No, I just found it like I wondered what the actual message of the song was. Like
Yeah, I'm happy to give it. Or if you guys are down for it, give him an extra minute, because a minute was wasted talking about FIFA.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm alright. I'm happy. I
okay.
prefer talking more about the actual people and the other things as opposed to lyrics, and stuff. I don't really like. I just prefer that way method, to be honest. Just changed it up a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I wonder why the polar bear was there in the video. Do you know, Jake?
I think it's just
that was the thing. Because I didn't know if initially while watching the video, I thought it might be about like he was singing about like nature again, like kind of what Childish Gambino was singing about. I didn't know if he was talking about like global warming and all that stuff and the relationship with Earth, but then it sounded like it was a relationship, so I don't really know. Like, I just wondered what you thought, like knowing this, picking the song.
Yeah, so I think all of the video is based on essentially a metaphor of what he's feeling and his emotions. So the polar bear clinging on to the block of ice is essentially him hanging on to the emotions that he's got and sort of putting it out into the song.
Okay.
Booyah!
It didn't deserve a booyah.
No, it didn't.
Who's next? Who's next, bitches?
Why, you wanted to move on quickly from your terrible argument?
Who's next, bitches?
Which FIFA was Vance Joy messes mine on?
Stop it. Okay, stop it. Go.
And what?
You
So
know what? Let's just let him ponder and stew in his own filth. We'll move on to Jack.
Jack, what's your song?
My song is. Are you timing me? Is someone timing me?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My song is MGMT Kids. It's from both the album Oracular Spectacular and the EP Time to Pretend. And one of the main reasons that I chose for this was because it's from FIFA 09, which it's one of the FIFA games that we sat playing in the common room at sixth form college rather than doing our A levels. James,
Hence why you started a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Basically.
And this has led us to where we are now.
Yeah. But it just reminds me of like banging in long shots from the fucking halfway line and free kicks with like Heskey and goalkeepers.
Banging people in sixth form.
Beast is all I remember from KSI.
That's what James does now, even though he's nearly 25.
Okay,
Oh,
don't
God.
need that in a podcast. Refute that.
Moving back to my
Yes, please.
away from that. Music wise, it's like got a great incredibly recognisable main hook that anyone can recognise. But basically, like this song is just there's so many like little synth hooks and stuff like that. That's like really awesome. And a great there's an instrumental section which basically they play with like a load of like flashing images and also like preferably not causing epileptic fits, but you never know. And basically people just lose their mind too when they're drugged up at festivals.
So you're saying doing drugs is good then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but like the main reason that I chose it was like I feel like it transcends its genre of like kind of
Nice
indie
GCSE English there.
as it's
Transcends.
mainly it was thrust into the mainstream and basically, but it's also been used in like as like it's been sampled and stuff like loads. Like it's like in like a lot in like hip hop tracks and stuff like that. And it makes it very interesting because it's been like chopped up and stuff like that, and it's basically like a lot of hip hop artists have like kind of just chopped up all the kind of big synth sounds for that to make it into like into a rap hook, and it sounds really cool by like Chitty Bang and Matt Miller and stuff like that.
That Chitty Bang song is a great song.
Yeah.
And it makes you kind of it's just one of them kind of reminders that like if you're creative with stuff that's already out there, you can make something new. Like I kind of feel like if you put enough processing, like you could turn the main bit into like some kind of like dubstep thing or something like that, and it would sound quite interesting. Free idea out there for anyone listening. But yeah, one of the reasons that I also chose it because like is there's a story behind it because was it President I don't know if he was president at the time. Nicolas Sarkozy basically just used it as part of his like campaign videos.
Really?
And yeah, exactly. But one of the reasons, like they said, he paid like 50. They paid like it's might be €50 or something to use it like during that, and basically then after they used it once, they just kept using it over and over again in everything. They were like, hang on, this isn't on. Like we didn't actually say okay, you can we don't want this song associated with your political kind of standpoint for the rest of time just because you use it all the time. So he said, and the party said, okay, well we'll buy the song then, we'll give you €1. And so he just went.
What
they
was
just went,
the guy's political
like
stance?
that ain't it, chief. Like
Is that a direct quote?
And sued him for exactly, and sued them, and they got €30,000 off him and off the
Jeez.
party, and
Decent.
they donated it to artist services
That's cool.
because to stop shit like this happening again, I guess.
Oh, they
Because,
sound like
like,
nice guys. This isn't ideal.
It's one of those things that like because there've been quite a lot of bands like that are like Missing Andy, James.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard this or not. There's a song called "The Way We're Made," which is it's very kind of nationalist, like pro Britain. It's about saying like, it's talking about working class Britain, but like I wouldn't change it for this and stuff like that. And the BNP actually used it,
No way.
like completely without asking it, and he's like, "Are you fucking serious? Like this is exactly the opposite of what we stand for." Shit like that. It's political people thinking that for some reason musicians would want to be associated with this kind of thing. Never mind the fact that you've got bands that are completely apolitical. You've got bands that are very, especially like I tend to think that musical people are a lot more liberal. So something like that, it's just ridiculous. Just thinking, oh, they'll be fine with this. They'll get loads of exposure. Not in the way that they want though.
Yeah, that's crazy. BMP.
You're out of time now, Jack.
Okay, cool.
Well
I just
said.
wanted to make sure I got that story about the Sarkozy thing.
That's
I
actually
think
that
it's
is interesting. To be
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah.
like, a
Where
load
was
of
he the
political
president of?
parties have used it.
I did have a bit to say about the I did have the some stuff to say about the lyrics, but I was more focused on getting that out than.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
thought that was quite interesting. That's
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Why do you think they used it? Is it just because, like, it's a popular song that everyone's heard? Like, it's catchy and everyone knows it.
Well,
Like,
I've got to be perfectly honest. I'm not massively clued up on the policies of Nicolas Sarkozy, but like the thing is, like if you read the lyrics, like they're very like they could be interpreted as very like kind of pro-socialism and things like that.
is it like take
And
only
also-
what you need
and-
and all that?
Yeah, it's like control yourself, take only what you need
Yeah,
from
yeah,
it. It's like that. If that was, I mean, whether they like if that was what it was intended or not, it's very. And also, what is it? They're going back to similar to what Rafe said. Like a lot of people have kind of drawn bridges between that and comments on global warming, because what's that? Let me get the lyrics up.
You shouldn't be talking about the. Well, I did ask a question, I guess.
Yeah, he did. And it's just like that. And what is it? Because I think it's just stuff about like the climate change. Like water is warm, but it's sending me shivers and things like that. It's not a massive like obvious.
It talks
connection,
something
but-
about trees and stuff and nature. I
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that's just some kind of some ideas that have been brought up on it. But I think it's mainly about a family of
I
trees
guess
wanting
it's-
to be haunted, things like that. Like you've got like deforestation and things like that happening. It's
It's
all
one of them you can analyse it in different ways. But
Yeah,
it seems
yeah,
to be
th-
more
there's-
left
there's-
wing than the right wing BNP.
yeah. You
Well,
can go in,
yeah, sorry.
you go into Genius and literally there's about 20 different comments on everything. So that is one of the reasons why I did try and steer away from it, because I was like, okay, I don't know. The main thing that interested me was the Sarkozy thing and also the sampling bits, because it's just been used so effectively outside of the genre that it's actually meant to be, which is really great. Like as well as the song, like I mean, I think everyone's heard Kids, but if you haven't listened to Live It Up by Mac Miller and stuff like that is a great tune. Basically, it's more of just a remix than it is like a sample.
Also, Chili Bang, opposite of adulthood.
Yeah,
That's
opposite.
Yeah,
Opposite. Yeah,
that's-
opposite.
I've heard
opposite,
that one.
Chili Bang.
Tune.
Yeah.
I think it
Like,
has
just-
been really interesting that these FIFA songs have come out with like. It's because they're not necessarily. I think they maybe your song, James, is a bit more. It is about what it's about, but especially the Childish Gambino and this one are like, they're not really set what they're about. You can analyze it in different ways, and
Yeah.
they're quite. Yeah, they didn't kind of more like. It's as J.R.R. Tolkien once wrote.
Oh,
It's applicable, not an allegory. He thinks allegories are too preachy, basically. And he thinks if your song is applicable and you have stuff, it relates to situations that you've seen or whatever, but it's not literally this is this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we might be able to
Definitely.
say that about Josh's song, but he didn't really say anything about it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, is the heavy breathing from Josh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, friend.
don't you dare.
But in all
Buddy.
fairness, it's tough talk
I think,
coming from a loser.
Josh's laugh should be his new thing.
I do not. That was good, boys.
Well,
Um,
yeah, we've got a forfeit that will be done preferably today.
I cannot wait.
When-
We haven't.
when-
Cancel all your plans, James.
He had
Well,
plans. He had plans.
I'll do it at some point, whenever.
Well, he's
It's not
gotta
getting
be
done,
up.
is
It's
it?
got to be up
Yeah.
at 5:30 tomorrow, so I'm sure he's.
James, I don't mind because I'm gonna have to end up doing all the forfeits anyway. I'll do it at some point. Ugh. Ugh.
But,
I'll
yeah,
just
I
do
think
them all
that's
together at the end of the year. Can they just all just be put together? 'Cause it's just easier. I'll just be.
In one-
I'll,
do
I'll,
one-
I'll,
one
we'll
day.
do one
I'll be in a
long live
bath.
stream.
I'll be in a bath of beans, eating a load of hot chicken wings, doing a rendition of fucking Kate Bush, whilst wearing a mankini. I don't know.
With piranhas.
Yeah.
None of those are actually forfeits. It's just that James is going to do that anyway for the for this video.
No, I'm just saying they're my plans. I need to. I need to. Yeah.
And then
change those.
he'll do the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, this week we're changing the voting system slightly, where we're all got 3 votes that we can pass out to the other people. So whoever, for example, I think is the best that week, then I can give them 1, 2, or 3 votes, just to hopefully make it so I'm not always the one that's losing. So
none of us said that.
well, I'm hoping. Pray, please.
So no one vote for James. No one vote for James.
Oh, we already knew that.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So who wants to? Should we do it in the same order again?
Yeah.
So Rafe, do you want to hand out your votes first?
Yeah,
Well, I'm going
because
to write these down. Sorry.
that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea that. Because James's song changed my view on that song, I want to give him 2 votes.
Hey,
and
he's-
Jack
Good
one.
shout.
Good shout.
Cheers,
Round
thanks.
of applause.
Woo, silver medal.
Yay. And who are you giving the 1 to?
Me.
He said,
Oh,
yeah, Jack.
sorry. Okay.
It's James
Okay,
doing
not a
next,
good start, but I can pull it back from here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my 2 to Jack because his changed. Well, it's actually had a bit more about the song. I didn't realise how.
Yeah,
there
there's quite a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of bit
Thanks for
about
that.
it. And then I'm gonna give my other 1 to Rafe.
Giraffe. Giraffe.
Trash dog, dude.
Trash dog. Sorry. Yeah, trash dog.
Yes, to Trash Dog. So he gets 1.
Okay, not the
So,
best
right,
start, but I
Josh.
can still get back from this.
I'm just gonna put a 0 next to Josh right now.
Hey,
Huge zero
Hey,
next
maybe
to
no,
Josh.
hey,
Okay,
hey, maybe
okay,
not
sorry.
do that. Cool.
Sorry. Okay, Josh. I mean, sorry, I'm gonna put loads of next to yours because can you
Stop
please
it.
vote for me? Okay.
2 puntitos are gonna go to. I think a lot. Rafe is gonna.
Do you?
I think I'm
Say
gonna
not a
pick
lot.
Rafe for 2.
Okay.
Purely because same reason as you guys as to why you're picking. Like I actually was invested in his argument. I didn't get distracted like I always do, and I listened. Cool.
Okay. Cool. Who's the 1?
Oh yeah, 1. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one because both of your arguments were really good. So I'm gonna go James for 1. Fuck, hate my life.
Cheers.
You're
Thanks.
not welcome because I hate you.
Okay. So
Okay, I can still pull this back. Let's go.
So what's everyone on?
everyone is on 3 except for Josh, who's on 0.
Cool. Hey
I
Jack,
feel sorry for
love
Josh.
you, babe. Love you.
I am actually going to give some points to Josh. I don't know if that's points or point because one thing I do like is how he actually. I know this is kind of harsh on Rafe, but he did reference FIFA in his argument, and I don't know if that's I don't think that's going to be a 2-point thing though. Just before Josh gets excited.
I reference FIFA and PES.
I technically reference pass.
I could just be a massive. I could just give everyone 1, and that would be really shit.
Yeah, you could do that.
Jack, you have the deciding. Wait, do you have the deciding vote as to who wins this?
No, it doesn't matter. It's just because then other people are going to vote on top of this. This is just to get things going.
Oh yeah, fuck me. What the fuck am I talking about? Sorry.
I'll give. I think everyone did. I think everyone picked good songs. Did really well this week. Everyone gets a participation award.
Oh
Everyone gets one.
yeah!
Oh, that's
fuck
lovely.
you, mum.
We all
Fuck
love
you, mum.
Jack.
Who's
So
the
we
loser
all.
now?
So was it? So it's 4 to you.
It's-
Four for you and Rafe. 3 for me and 1 for Josh.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay. See, this just proves that this is the problem with this system is that James is not going to have to do the things because he's actually
Because I
Good at
actually do a
things.
good job.
Well,
Yeah, I know. But no one listen. No one actually listens to the arguments.
But I'm
and-
very unpopular, so that's
So-
my issue.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm a
You don't have
loner
any
and I've
friends.
paid you to become friends with me, so yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where's my fucking money?
You're late on your payment.
Trash
this week,
dog's
by the
eating
way,
it.
Just saying.
Trash
dog.
Trash dog.
Dude, you know, I think I did pretty well for a guy who'd never played FIFA. I literally just went randomly and picked a song. I think I turned out with an alright song. That method worked out alright.
lame.
Yeah, and you're the joint leader. You're the joint leader.
Yeah, trash dog.
James is so happy with himself. Just
Oh,
like,
I really am.
I came up with this system so I wouldn't win. I wouldn't lose all the time.
Yeah.
It's like when you can't win, change the system.
Oh,
yeah.
I still feel like even
Okay,
if James gets loads of votes, I still want him to do the forfeits.
Oh yeah.
So, thanks very much for listening and all the interaction over the past kind of few months. We're actually nearly at 200 subscribers, so that's like amazing. Thanks so much for that as well. Check us out on social media. Rafe will just give us the kind of list.
We're on Instagram. To listen to us, head over to our YouTube, head over to our Spotify. You can download it there. Head over to Apple, iTunes, everything like that. We're on TikTok as well if you want to keep updated with what we're kind of up to.
And random
How
memes.
do they find us, Rafe? Do they just type in the Accidentals podcast?
They totally do, James. Thank you.
That-
They just
that's
type in
really-
the Accidentals podcast. We're usually top of the list. And yeah, also don't forget to vote on our straw poll, which we'll have a link to on our YouTube. We'll have a link to on our Facebook and everything like that. Yeah,
Please
thank you very
vote,
much,
because we don't
guys.
want James to win this one. We want him to lose all of them.
Thanks, guys.
I think he can do a really good take.
Right, let's end it there.
Okay, yeah, and on that note, it's a
Goodbye,
goodbye from
Accidentals
all of us.
podcast.
Goodbye, Accidentals Podcast.
Bye.
Why do we sound like we're on a children's TV program?
Bye. Bye.